Liam Neeson is a man built from thunder, shaped by sorrow, and lifted by destiny. Born in hard times, he rose from factory floors to the shining lights of Hollywood. He became the heart of Schindler's List, the fierce father in Taken, and the calm Jedi whose silence spoke louder than words. His voice can move mountains. His eyes tell stories of loss and courage. But even legends know pain. The man who saved lives on screen once held the woman he loved most as she slipped away in his arms. Since that day, he has carried a quiet loneliness. Now in his 70s, the question remains, has peace finally found him? Or does the darkness still whisper behind those calm eyes? Liam Neeson was born on June 7, 1952, in Ballymena, Northern Ireland, a small grey town still recovering from war. His family was poor but proud. His father, Barney, worked as a school janitor. His mother, Kitty, cooked for other families and came home with tired hands and hopeful eyes. Their house was tiny. 3 rooms, 6 people, thin walls, and winters that never waited to be invited in. Liam was quiet, the only boy among 3 sisters. His Aunt Molly's kitchen became his safe place. It smelled of bread, warmth, and kindness. But outside those walls, life was hard. Religion divided people. As Catholics in a Protestant town, the Neesons often felt like outsiders. "I felt like a second-class citizen," Liam once said softly. His father feared the silence would swallow him whole, so at 9, he sent Liam to a boxing club at the local church. The hall smelled of sweat and sawdust, but there, the boy learned how to fight, not for glory, but to belong. By 14, Liam was a youth boxing champion, quiet but tough. Then one night, a punch to the head changed everything. The blow left him dizzy and scared. "My brain just went," he said later. He quit boxing that night and never returned to the ring. It was his first lesson in loss, that not all wounds bleed. As a young man, Liam worked wherever he could, truck driver, construction worker, loader. He dreamed of becoming a teacher, even studied for a while at St. Mary's College, but money ran out before his dreams did. "I used to count every penny before buying bread," he remembered. By his early 20s, he was broke and uncertain. But then came a small job that changed everything, sweeping the stage at the Lyric Theatre in Belfast. It wasn't glamour, but it was purpose. Within weeks, the janitor became an actor. "When I stepped on stage," he said, "I finally felt heard." Still, life was rough. He walked miles to save bus fare and lived in cold flats. But every night he performed like it was his last chance. Slowly, the world began to notice. His voice, his stillness. They spoke louder than words. The 1980s were a decade of struggle. Liam took small parts in films, Excalibur, The Mission Suspect, but nothing stuck. Casting directors said he was too serious, too Irish, too sad. He kept every rejection letter as motivation. Then came 1993 and Schindler's List. Steven Spielberg saw in him what others missed: charm, strength, sorrow. Playing Oskar Schindler changed Liam's life and nearly broke him. "It took me months to feel like myself again," he said. The film won 7 Oscars. Fame followed, but fame didn't heal him. "It just makes your silence louder," he admitted. More great films followed: Michael Collins, Les Miserables, Gangs of New York. Then, in 2008, Taken made him a global icon. At 56, the world finally saw him as an action hero. But behind every chase scene and fight, there was a man using pain as fuel. "Work is oxygen," he said. "I don't know how to stop breathing." In 1981, on the set of Excalibur, Liam met actress Helen Mirren. She was confident, graceful, everything he wasn't. She taught him how to carry himself, how to belong. "You belong in this world," she told him. For 4 years, they built a quiet love. But when fame arrived, the light between them dimmed. Pride replaced peace, and one winter night, she left. He was wonderful, Helen later said. Just not mine to keep. Years later, he met Julia Roberts while filming Satisfaction. She was 20. He was 36. Her laughter reminded him what joy felt like. They shared simple moments, walks, dinners, laughter. But fame pulled them apart too. She was rising fast, and he let her go with kindness. "You'll be wonderful," he told her. She smiled and said, "You already were." Then came the love of his life, Natasha Richardson. In 1993, they starred together in Anna Christie on Broadway. The connection was instant. "She made the noise stop," he wrote to her. They married a year later, under candlelight and rain. Their sons, Mikial and Daniel, soon followed. Life was simple, filled with love, laughter, and small moments. Tea after work, bedtime stories, the sound of snow outside. "She was my compass," he said, "my peace." March 2009 was the day the world stopped. Natasha was skiing near Montreal when she fell. At first it seemed minor. She laughed it off. Hours later, the headache came. Liam was filming in Toronto when he got the call. At the hospital, doctors told him her brain was gone. "It didn't make sense," he said. He held her hand and whispered, "Sweetie, you're not coming back from this." He sat by her side for hours, telling her she was safe, she was loved. Then he made the hardest choice, to let her go. "She's keeping 3 people alive," he said after donating her organs. She would have wanted that. After she passed, something inside him broke. "I think I died that day too," he admitted. He returned to work because silence was unbearable. "If I stop, I'll hear the silence again." Every role afterward, The Grey, Taken 2, Non-Stop, carried the weight of that loss. Grief doesn't shout, it lingers, in the clothes she left behind, in the quiet before sleep. Liam filled the emptiness with work, but friends noticed the hollow look in his eyes. He tried to move on, even dated quietly, but grief is jealous. It doesn't let go easily. His sons carried the pain in their own ways. Michial changed his last name to Richardson in honor of his mother. "It was a lovely tribute," Liam said. Daniel stayed close, calm and protective. Together, they learned to live beside loss, not without it. Each February, Liam visits Natasha's resting place, brushes the snow off her name, and talks to her softly. "I still feel her with me," he says. Some loves never fade. They simply change form, from touch to memory, from sound to silence. Liam has carried pain not just in his heart, but in his bones. In 2000, before Natasha's death, he was in a serious motorcycle crash. His pelvis shattered. Doctors doubted he'd survive. Recovery was brutal. Every movement felt like fire. "The pain didn't stab," he said. "It sang." Even years later, he felt the ache in every step. He did his own stunts anyway, defying age and pain. "You can't fake gravity," he laughed once. "You just meet it halfway." The years carved him down, but they also gave him grace. After Natasha's passing, whiskey became his escape. But one morning, he looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the man staring back. That day, he quit. "It wasn't helping," he said, "and I needed to show my boys how to keep standing." Now in his 70s, Liam Neeson stands as proof of endurance. He's worth over $100 million, but he lives simply. No yachts, no luxury cars, no excess. His real treasure is peace. He splits his time between New York and the countryside home he once shared with Natasha. He donates quietly to charities like UNICEF and Amnesty International, lending his voice to causes that matter. He's a man who believes in kindness more than headlines. Success, he says, isn't about applause. It's about integrity. His sons are grown now. Michael works in fashion and film. Daniel is in business and design. They remain close. "My greatest achievement," Liam says, is the men my sons are becoming. Lately, the world has seen him smile again, sometimes beside actress Pamela Anderson, his co-star in The Naked Gun. Neither has confirmed a romance, but even the idea feels poetic. Maybe after all this time, life has offered him a bit of light again. Liam Neeson's story isn't just about survival. It's about grace. He's walked through poverty, pain, fame, and loss, and kept walking. Each year he visits Natasha's grave, brushes away the snow, and speaks softly to her memory. He wakes each morning, stretches his aching body, and thanks it for carrying him another day. Fame and wealth are details. What remains is his quiet strength, the ability to keep going when the world falls apart. People love Liam Neeson not because he's indestructible, but because he's not. Because through every silence, scar, and heartbreak, he reminds us that true strength isn't how loud you fight, it's how quietly you endure. And maybe that's the real legacy of Liam Neeson, proof that pain can shape purpose, and love, even lost, can still lead us home. If this story moved you, take a moment to reflect. Share what resilience means to you, because every story of endurance, including yours, deserves to be remembered.